Okay, I will start the program now. Namaste and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Nancy Friday Talk program. I would like to start this program with the permission of the Executive Committee. My name is Jigyansa Rayangkrum, an Executive Committee member of Nepal National Committee on Irrigation and Drainage, NINCID. On the behalf of the Executive Committee, I would like to welcome you all to the 6th episode of the NINCID Friday Talk program. NINCID is a national committee for ICID, International Commission on Irrigation and Drainage. ICID brings together various stakeholders and experts from various disciplines on an international platform to deliberate on technical, agronomic, socioeconomic, environmental, and managerial complexities for the development, management, and operation of irrigation, drainage, and flood management works. Its aim is to attain the sustainable agriculture water management through exchange of experiences, ideas, good practices, and promoting them widely among the member countries and stakeholders. Membership of the ICID consists of the national committees who represent their countries and are organized under the departments responsible for irrigation, drainage, or agriculture water management. National committees like NINCID generally include multidisciplinary professionals such as planners and policymakers, water managers, irrigation and agriculture engineers, research scientists, and educationists working in the related areas. Companies, okay. Companies and institutions and individuals can also participate in ICID activities through their respective national committees or as direct members. Presently, ICID membership networks covers over 90% of the irrigated area in the world. So if you want to be a member of NINCID, please contact nincid.nepal@gmail.com for more information. NINCID had started this Friday Talk program as a part of Irrigation and Drainage Talk series in order to share and exchange knowledge and experiences among national and international multidisciplinary professionals working in the related sectors. In this series, an event is held every second Friday of every month of Bikram Samvat calendar, which is the official calendar of Nepal. And today's event is the 6th episode of the series. The announcement for the 7th episode, as well as the tentative plan for the next episode of this Friday Talk program, will be shared at the end of this event. So please stay with us till the end. Now I request you to follow some of the ground rules. This session will be an hour long. First 20 to 25 minutes will be a presentation, which will be followed by question and answers and discussion. I request you to kindly mute your microphone and maximize the use of chat box to ask your questions or comments or to express your viewpoints. In case you need to ask questions verbally, please unmute yourself before speaking. Now, with this brief background, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Vishnu Prasad Pandey from Institute of Engineering Pulchar campus, who is also an executive committee member of NINCID, to introduce the speaker and moderate the session. Thank you. Vishnu sir, over to you.
Thank you, Jigasa madam, for opening the session. Could you please go to next slide? Today, I think, like mentioned, it is 6th event in our series. So we are very fortunate to have a very distinguished speaker, Rishiram Sharma Neupane sir, who is very familiar to most of us working in the field of irrigation management for quite a long time. We will be talking about irrigation management, learning, challenges, and opportunity. For a brief introduction of Mr. Neupane, he is a very senior irrigation water management specialist who served more than 2 decades from 1974 to 1995 with the government of Nepal in various capacities, such as irrigation design engineer, project manager, chief of office for some irrigation schemes, director of irrigation management centers, and research and training branch chief, etc. He has vast professional knowledge and experience gained through the government service and consulting services, Since 1996, means immediately after retiring from the government service, he has been professionally active in consulting sector, providing high quality services such as technical expert as well as team leader. He has worked with various projects financed by a range of development partners such as USAID, ADB, World Bank, and others. Mr. Neupane graduated with Master of Engineering in Soil and Water Management from AIT, Asian Institute of Technology in Thailand, long back in 1973. With this very brief profile of the Mr. Rishiram Sarva Neupane, I would like to invite him for a talk. Sir, you will have 25 minutes for your talk, then it will be followed by a question and answer. You may share and continue, please. ठीक है, सजिलै बन्द गरिदिनु होला है.
Share करने. Unmute हो. Okay. Good evening and namaskar to everyone. सबैलाई यो सानो एउटा टक प्रोग्राम जुन मलाई दिएको थियो त्यसको लागि म स्वागत गर्छु. Welcome to everyone. The topic given for this talk program to me was irrigation water management. So under this topic, I will cover initiation. Next slide, please. Initiation, background of irrigation water management, lessons learned, strengths and constraints of irrigation water management, opportunities and the challenges of irrigation water management, and the last subtopic will be way forward. So now I will start with the first subtopic, initiation of irrigation water management in Nepal. Next slide.
सर हजुरले स्क्रिन शेयर गरिरहनु भएको छ सरले आफै नेक्स्ट गर्नु पर्ला सर
मुभ तपाईबाट गर्ने कि मबाट मुभ भयो स्लाइड
हजुर सरले आफै गर्नु पर्यो सर सरको स्क्रिनबाट सरले स्क्रिनमा क्लिक गर्नु सर अनि नेक्स्ट गर्नु सर
फुल स्क्रिन बनाएपछि यो डाउन एरो हुन्छ नि त्यो पेज डाउन एरो मात्रै गर्नु भए पनि हुन्छ अहिले अहिले फुल स्क्रिन बनाएपछि पछिल्लो चोटिलाई
The subtopics I already explained. Now I enter into the first subtopic.
फुल स्क्रिन बनाउनु भयो हुन्थ्यो कि सर अघि नै बनाएको जस्तै गरी फुल स्क्रिन भएन जस्तो
सर नत्र म मेरो स्क्रिन शेयर गरौँ सर
त्यसै गरिदिनुस् न त ल
हुन्छ सर
त्यो सजिलो होला
हस्
हुन्छ भयो भयो अर्को Okay. Our first irrigation management was started as a research approach in Nepal in 1984. Some experts, multidisciplinary experts came to Nepal from Colorado University, and these experts started a diagnostic analysis research in Sirsia Dodora irrigation. They found some strengths and weakness of our irrigation systems, and they recommended urgent need of irrigation water management to Department of Irrigation. So after that, Department of Irrigation acknowledged their recommendation and started irrigation management project. So this irrigation management project, the rationales of this irrigation management project were as follows: declining agricultural productivity and exportable production surplus and installed irrigation performance capacity, inequitable and unreliable water supply in all irrigation systems at all levels, no formal institutional accountability for water delivery and use. Process, policy, act, and regulations were not established in Department of Irrigation then. So after this project duration was 1985 to 1992. Next, objectives. Yes, objectives of irrigation management project. The following were the objectives of irrigation management project: apply and develop water users association development and system management process for joint management and system turnover. Initiate process for equitable and reliable water delivery. Institutionalize irrigation management process in DIEHM. At that time, the department's name was Department of Irrigation, Hydrology and Meteorology, DIEHM. So, and then document methodologies and processes developed in the project. Next. The scopes of the project. Project scope, the Sirsia Dudora irrigation projects 2,000 hectare was undertaken for the joint management, and Haritar irrigation system 200 hectare was undertaken for the full turnover. The results, the final outcome of the projects: water users association formation and operation and maintenance processes were developed. Sirsia and Dodora irrigation system was developed under joint management concept, and Haritar irrigation system was fully turnover under full turnover concept. Irrigation management division was established in Department of Irrigation, and many irrigation staffs were trained on different aspects of irrigation management activities. Irrigation management transfer. After the completion of irrigation management project financed by USAID, then irrigation management transfer project was started by Department of Irrigation with ADB supports. The project duration was 1995 to 2000. The project rationales, why this project was invited: the declining and stagnant agricultural productivity in medium irrigation projects. Irrigation service fee collection efficiency was less than 3% in average. Low operation and maintenance budget released by government of Nepal. Immature irrigation policy and the experience of Department of Irrigation in irrigation water management transfer. So with these rationales, these projects were operated. The objective of this project, the main objectives of the projects are as follows: establishment of 14 sustainable and effective water users association, rehabilitation and improvement, ESI, essential structural improvement of irrigation networks and drainage. Irrigation management transfer of 67,300 hectare to Water Users Association. Improvement in irrigation water delivery and distribution. So these were the objectives of this project. The scopes and end results. The scopes of the project was Panchakanya irrigation system, Khageri, West Gandak irrigation system, Kamala irrigation system, Ardinath irrigation system, Manusmara, Banaganga, Patalaya, Mohana, and Chaurajari irrigation schemes. These schemes were undertaken for the pilot irrigation management transfer program. this Komala irrigation system and Mohana irrigation system and Chauradari irrigation systems were not fully developed. So in regions, finally, at the end of the project, about 42,200 hectares were transferred to the farmers. Net irrigated area increased from 32,500 hectares to 45,565 hectares. Cropping intensity increased from 185 to 197%. Crop yields increased by 16%. Irrigation service fee collection efficiency increased from 5% to 95% in some of the projects. Estimated water allocation practice and a rotational irrigation practice were implemented in this project as a end result. Next. One example of the rice productivity, rice yield of these projects were as follows. The baseline data of the rice productivity was recorded 2.5 ton per hectare. Now, in Panchakanya irrigation system, the productivity of rice increased to 4.8 ton, Khageri 3.8 ton, West Gandak 4.2 ton, Chandra Canal 2.65 ton, Manusmara irrigation system 4.79 ton, Baraganga irrigation system 2.83 ton, and Haditar irrigation system 3.1. For the case, in some of the projects, irrigation service fee also was increased. For example, Panchakanya irrigation system irrigation service fee increased to 97%. Chandra Canal irrigation system increased to 70%. So this was the end of irrigation management transfer project under ADB finance program. So now the final, another aspect of irrigation management transfer was started in 2008. The name of the project was Irrigation Water Resource Management Project, IWRMP Component B. The management transfer comes under B component. These pilot schemes, the pilot approach was implemented in large irrigation systems managed by Department of Irrigation. The project rationales, the reasons for this project implementation. Below capacity performance of irrigation systems, poor water availability as a result, inadequate O&M budget release by the government, negligible operation and maintenance cost recovery, it was below 5% in average. Decline agricultural productivity, cropping and irrigation intensity. These were the rationales. Now I will tell you the objectives of irrigation IWRMP. The main objectives of IWRMP were management transfer of 61,000 hectares of 11 subsystems of 4 irrigation systems. Measured and reliable bulk water delivery through main system by Department of Irrigation. Efficient and equitable irrigation service distribution by Sustainable Water Users Association. Strengthening Water Users Association to become self-regulating, self-financing, and self-governing. These were the main objectives of IWRMP. Now I'll come to scopes and end results. Konkai KIS means Konkai irrigation system, Sunsari Morang irrigation system, SMIS, SIS in SMIS, SIS and RIG means Sitaganj irrigation system and Ramganj irrigation system. These two big branches were taken. In Narayani irrigation system, NIS, block number 1 and block number 2 were completed. And in Mahakali irrigation system, phase 1 and phase 2 complete phases were completed. in results of IWREMP. 39,300 hectares of 4 projects and 9 subsystems was transferred to WUA management out of the targets that I mentioned earlier under objectives. 7 water users associations were strengthened for operation and maintenance. Productivity increase in this project, the productivity increased from 2.9 ton per hectare to 4.8 ton per hectare in the case of rice. 2.8 ton per hectare wheat, 2.1 to 4.5 ton per hectare in the case of maize. Main system management was implemented by Department of Irrigation. Subsystem and other activities, other management activities under branch canals were undertaken by water users, concerned water users associations in all the projects. Applications of canal operation plan, COP, canal maintenance plan, CMP, and asset management plan, AMP, were implemented by Department of Irrigation and Water Users Association both. So these are some of the excellent outcome of IWRMP regarding operation and maintenance resource collection. Now, for example, the target amount set for the total O&M cost required for each project were as shown in the first row. In the case of Konkai Irrigation System KIS, it was 4.334 million rupees. And in case of Sunsari Morung Irrigation System Sitaganj branch, 5.6 million rupees. In Narayani Irrigation System Block 2, 1.8 million rupees. In Mahakali Irrigation System Phase 2nd, 3.14 million rupees. These were the targeted amounts required for the operation and maintenance after branch canals. Now the cash collections, there are 2 aspects to meet these targets. One was cash collection, other was equivalent labor contribution. So in the case of Konkai Irrigation System, it was 84% cash collection. The cash collection was 84%. In Sunsari Morung, 27%. In Narayan Irrigation, Block 2, 38%. And Mahakali Irrigation System, 71%. Cash plus labor, 162% in Konkai Irrigation System, 86% in Sunsari Morung System, and 110% in Narayani Irrigation Phase 2 system, Block 2 system, and 150% in Mahakali Irrigation phase. Are the overall background of irrigation projects implemented under Department of Irrigation. Now I will enter into lessons learned out of these projects implementation. So please next. These are all already mentioned, so I think we should skip this one. Lessons learned, irrigation management transfer projects. What we learned after implementing irrigation management concept and projects from 1984 to 2018 in Department of Irrigation. Water and agricultural productivity can be increased. This is 1. Irrigation and cropping intensity increases. 2. Main and branch canal system can be transferred to Water Users Association for their management, Water delivery and distribution functions are improved. Overall operation and maintenance cost is reduced and shared with Water Users Association. Next, please. Irrigation service fee collection efficiency increases, as I already explained in the previous episodes. Water Users Association functions start decaying if government support discontinues and politically influenced. Irrigation service fee collection decays if Water Users Associations are not legally empowered. Only tangible irrigation benefits attract WAs. Tangible benefits in terms of production and productivity, agricultural production and agricultural productivity. Non-transparent contractual work system destroys Water Users Association. This is some contract works given to WA, demotivated the institutional functions and other activities. Next, please. Water Users Associations show interest for multi-business activities for more economic support. This was the most important lessons that we learned after generalizing the many weaknesses, analyzing weaknesses of Water Users Association. Good governance principles and practices are favored in Water Users Association functions and service delivery. This was also very vital and important aspect that we learned from Water Users Association. Next, please. Now I will explain the overall strengths and constraints of irrigation management transfer programs or projects. Strengths. Alien farmers are insured with adequate irrigation service. Previously, the alien farmers used to suffer from adequate irrigation provided by our management, but in course of irrigation management transfer implementation, it was observed that alien farmers, they were insured, adequately insured for the water availability. Government operation and maintenance cost is reduced. Local leadership skills and knowledge are expanded over irrigation community. Household incomes is increased by increased agricultural mass production. Next, please. Now, constraints. Next, please. Constraints. What are those constraints that really discourage implementation of irrigation management transfer program? Provisions of more opportunities and WA attraction towards contract jobs. WAs were more and more attracted towards contractual jobs. Low level of commitment and interest of government for program institutionalization. Poor arrangement of internal and external support to Water Users Association, especially after project completion, after management transfer was over. Very poor accountability bearing and coordination of agencies and WA for irrigation service and agricultural productivity enhancement. It was not satisfactorily implemented. The responsible activities concerned by Agriculture Department, and also there was lagging from Water Users Associations also. Their respective responsibilities were not fulfilled. Now, what are the opportunities and challenges next? Doubling agriculture productivity is possible in year-round irrigation projects. Also, rice productivity is double in almost all the irrigation projects where irrigation infrastructures have been already installed. Productive labor migration is minimized because of labor engagement, more and more labor engagement in agricultural activities when agricultural production is increased. more and more local integrated agricultural technology and trained manpower increased, because agricultural department also started training many aspects of agricultural crop farming processes, and also irrigation department trained many farmers in water utilization progress and process. So this technology, with the technology and the trained manpower in the irrigation communities, were increasing day by day. Next, please. Challenges for successful irrigation management and management transfer: review and mitigation of all constraints, as I mentioned under constraints in the above episodes, need to be managed. We have to review all those constraints, and those constraints must be mitigated. Otherwise, irrigation management transfer will not be efficient and sustainable. Now, next, please. So now what to do after experiencing and after learning a lot of lessons out of these irrigation management projects? What is recommended is as follows. This is my views. Traditional water users associations transformation into multifunctional cooperatives for sustainability, especially economical sustainability. Continuous external financial, technological, and business supports are necessary after we develop water use associations into cooperative mode. Legally empowered water users associations for sustaining irrigation service fee collection. These institutions must be sufficiently empowered with the legal aspects, because irrigation service fee is the main source for them. So farmers were not paying deliberately. So there is no legal authority of the water use associations also. Legal accountability for main and branch canal water delivery and distribution. This is most important, I feel, because Department of Irrigation must have legal accountability to deliver quantitatively and timely irrigation water delivery from main canal, and WA must be accountable to distribute water from branch canal to each farmers. Next, please. Establishment of accountable National Committee for Agricultural Productivity Management. What we observe that Department of Irrigation alone or Agricultural Department alone cannot meet the targeted productivity increase in irrigated agriculture. So there must be some coordinating arrangement. A national level committee is required to steer these irrigation and agricultural and other aspect of agricultural inputs for the increased agricultural productivity. Start of agri-mechanization and land development activities. Agricultural mechanization is necessary and land development is necessary. Amendment of irrigation policy and act is necessary. Intensification of irrigation management transfer activities should be continued by the government. It should not be stopped, because it had clearly shown the increase in productivity, cropping intensity, and collections of irrigation service fee, and meeting O&M costs satisfactorily. So it should not be discontinued, it should be continued. Next, please. So perhaps I have covered my this presentation within the limit of time as stipulated by you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You are exactly on time.
Yes.
Now we have another maybe 20 to 25 minutes for question and answer. I think there is already one question in the chat box. it is from NEC IWRM, maybe from Dr. Khemra Sharma, I guess. He writes that, could you please shed some light on the physical infrastructure rehabilitation and its impact on the willingness of the farmers for management transfer from the government?
Yes, because the physical system improvement is adequately needed. There were many weaknesses regarding the this tertiary level canal networks and water control structures. So they must be adequately addressed and implemented along with WEA consent.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Khem, sir, do you have any additional questions, or is that answer okay to you? Or any other
what I think is, because you see, that is the main incentive for the farmers. That is what I found.
Yes.
So I think, you see, it would have been better to cover that aspect in the presentation.
Yes, sir, because my presentations that I covered from historical part to date, up to date, so it was huge. That's why I made sure. So sometimes if we meet together, we shall. I am glad to share my experience, because I am all the time involved in all these projects from 1984 to 2018. So I will be very much glad to share my experience later on, because this is very short period. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. There is one more query. Of course, it was a very short presentation and was not possible to cover everything. There's one question from Dr. Umesh Nath Parajuli, sir. He asks that what aspects of policy and act you think need to be changed? If you try to be a bit specific on that, if possible, a couple of things perhaps you may want to highlight.
Yes, sir. So my recommendation is to modify the present day Water Users Association development process, procedures, and present irrigation policy regarding that aspect. So now I suggest entirely a new concept, a cooperative concept for water users association. So if we follow this cooperative concept, our irrigation policy also must be amended in this aspect. And also this irrigation management transfer aspect must be taken as program basis, not as project basis, because we generally close up and end up the project, and after that we do not even go back to see the effects and impacts of all these projects. So all these aspects must be covered in our forthcoming or new policy whatsoever. Now at the present time I don't know exactly what is the situation. So based on my recommendation, if we agree on that cooperative system concept, then I suggest a new irrigation policy and act must be brought up, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Parajuli, sir, is that okay, or do you want to add anything else?
Okay, sir. One more question, Rishiram, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to have a cooperative under the present federal system? Now, see, we have a federal system of governance. Now, all the water user association are to be registered at the local level now.
Yes.
You cannot register by the Jal Srot Niyam Act.
Yes, sir.
So now there are so many local government, they have their own rules, regulation, and all these things. So how do you think it's under this condition now? The main things
yes,
now.
That's right. There is political complications exactly, but I am still optimistic that if we make a central level policy, an irrigation policy and act, that need to be followed by the provincial level and also by all the this local level government also. So first it should be started from the central level, sir. That was my consideration.
I think the local and provincial government have their constitutional right in managing the local level services and all these things. Yes, they may or may not follow. So I mean, But I agree with you. I mean, Madhav sir is here. I somehow managed to get the act which was submitted to the parliament on the on this cooperative. We push that, but let us see. The situation is a bit changed these days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, sir, because we do not, I personally, I do not see any in the case of our in the case of our socio-political situation. I do not find any other alternatives, best alternatives for the WES sustainability. So that's why I am just optimistic only for the cooperative case, because in many agricultural cooperatives around Nepal also, they are doing some better management for the agricultural activities, including irrigation also. So, sir, that's why this is my new suggestion. And of course, in the last time in Department of Irrigation, when our Madhavji was Director General, we had initiated this concept also, making some provision for the financial support, external financial support, and internal institutional support to water users associations. So without support, I think I am not hopeful that WA will be sustainable and irrigation management will be sustainable, and our level of productivity and productions will be sustained, sir.
Thank you, sir. I think Madhav sir has raised a hand. I think he has something to contribute here. Please go ahead, Madhav sir.
Good. सबैलाई धन्यवाद। पहिले कुरा त धेरै समयपछि मैले चाहिँ जोइन गर्न पाएँ। आज इन्टरभ्यु सकियो, यो बीचको रिजल्ट निकाल्ने बेला भइरहेछ, म अफिसमै छु।
नमस्ते सर।
सर सबैलाई नमस्कार, मेरा अग्रजहरू सबै अनि सबैलाई नमस्कार छ। यहाँ उठेका क्वेशनहरुमा चाहिँ मलाई पनि केही भन्न मन लाग्यो। पहिलो कुरा त ऋषिराम सरले जसरी मैले अनुरोध पनि गरेका थिएँ, वास्तवमा चाहिँ मेरो अनुरोधलाई स्वीकार गर्दै सरले चाहिँ आज उपस्थित भइदिनु भयो, साह्रै खुसी पनि लाग्यो। हामी आभारी छौँ र सरलाई जति 1984 देखि हालसम्मको चाहिँ इरिगेसन म्यानेजमेन्ट ट्रान्सफरमा जति अनुभव छ कसैलाई पनि छैन, र सरले जति पनि एउटा क्रोनोलोजिकल अर्डरमा चाहिँ सबै समस्याहरूदेखि लिएर प्रोजेक्टको स्ट्याटसहरू सबै व्याख्या गरिदिनु भयो। मलाई लाग्छ धेरै यो भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई पनि यसबाट चाहिँ फाइदा हुने नै छ, जो चाहिँ हामी त अब त्यो पार्टली चाहिँ प्रोजेक्टमा इन्भल्भ भएको देखेको हिसाबले चाहिँ भन्दा पनि नयाँ जेनेरेसनलाई चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ राम्रो लेसन लर्न गरोस् भन्ने उद्देश्य पनि हो हाम्रो चाहिँ यो नेनसिटको चाहिँ टक सिरिजको उद्देश्य। खालि के भन्दाखेरि यसमा चाहिँ अब हामीले यो टक सिरिजसम्म सम्बन्धित म एउटा चाहिँ पहिले सजेसन गर्न चाहन्छु हाम्रा साथीहरूलाई चाहिँ अर्गनाइजरलाई। हामीले अलिकति यो प्रदेश लेभलका इन्जिनियरहरूलाई पनि समावेश गर्न पर्यो हैन। अब कतिपय विषयहरू चाहिँ माथिको पोलिसीसँग रिलेटेड कुराहरू पनि हामीले चाहिँ तल ट्रान्समिट गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ, उनीहरुका इस्युहरू पनि हामीले सुन्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। त्यसकारणले चाहिँ कसरी हुन्छ प्रदेश लेभलका इन्जिनियरहरूलाई चाहिँ यसमा चाहिँ इन्भल्भ गराउने हामी प्रयास गरौँ, जसले गर्दाखेरि यसबाट म्याक्सिमम बेनिफिट। अहिले पनि मैले कम पार्टिसिपेसनहरू देखिरहेको छु। अलिकति यसमा चाहिँ आज मलाई लाग्छ एउटा चाहिँ कार्यक्रम पनि छ नेपाल इन्जिनियर्स एसोसिएसनसँग रिलेटेड, त्यसले पनि गर्दाखेरि होला सायद केही कमी पार्टिसिपेसनको भएको। अब म विषयवस्तुमा प्रवेश गर्न चाहने क्रममा चाहिँ आइएमटिपीमा चाहिँ हामीले केही लेसन लर्नहरू गरेका थियौँ कि त्यसमा चाहिँ सरको एक दुईवटा पोइन्टहरू मिस भए जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ, इम्पोर्टेन्ट पनि छ जस्तो लाग्छ। जस्तै चाहिँ त्यसमा चाहिँ 5-7 वटा चाहिँ पोइन्टहरू थिए, मलाई सबै सम्झना छैन, जुन चाहिँ कम्प्लिसन रिपोर्टमा चाहिँ एकदम एक्सप्लिसिटली मेन्सन गरिएको छ। एउटा चाहिँ इनएडिक्वेट इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर भएको ठाउँमा चाहिँ आइएमटिपी नजाउँ भनेर स्पष्ट लेखेको थियो। कमला हामीले त्यस कारणले गर्दाखेरि पछि त्यसलाई चाहिँ निकाल्यौँ पनि, र त्यसै गरेर चाहिँ इनएडिक्वेट सप्लाई भएको ठाउँहरूमा पनि अलिकति रिस्की हुन्छ। नारायणीमा पनि चाहिँ रिस्कीमै पर्छ, किन भन्दाखेरि उता हामीले चाहिँ ब्लक 2 र 3 ल्याउँ, त्यहाँ चाहिँ रिलेटिभली बेटर चाहिँ वाटर सप्लाई छ, तर त्योभन्दा पछाडिका ब्लकको लागि चाहिँ फेरि वाटर सप्लाईको कुराहरू चाहिँ अलिकति समस्या हुन सक्छन्। त्यो विषय पनि चाहिँ महत्त्वपूर्ण छ, एउटा चाहिँ वाटर सर्भिसको एभाइलेबिलिटीको इस्यु। नम्बर 2 मा चाहिँ त्यहाँ एउटा बडा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कुरा राखेको थियो सरलाई सम्झना छ कि छैन। एउटा चाहिँ यो वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएसनलाई चाहिँ चुनाव गर्दाखेरि एकैचोटि चाहिँ सबैको नगर 1/3 को हिसाबले चाहिँ 3 वर्षमा चाहिँ सिक्वेन्समा गर अत्यन्त महत्त्वपूर्ण चाहिँ लेसन लर्न थियो, जुन चाहिँ यता IWRMP मा चाहिँ त्यो कम्पोनेन्ट बी मा चाहिँ त्यो फलो गरेनौँ हामीले। त्यहाँ लेसन लर्नरलाई चाहिँ हामीले यता सिक्वेन्समा ल्याउँदैनौँ कि यो एउटा चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ समस्या म देखिरहेको छु। उता लेसन लर्नलाई चाहिँ यतातिर हामीले चाहिँ कनेक्सन गरिराखेका छैनौँ। यस्ता चिजहरू अरू पनि छन् लेसन लर्नहरू, त्यो सिक्वेन्समा चाहिँ हामीले हेर्दै जानुपर्ने हुन्छ। र अब म IWRMP को अब उमेश सर पनि हुनुहुन्छ, हामी सँगै बसेर यो प्रोजेक्ट चाहिँ प्रिपरेसन गरेका थियौँ र चाहिँ त्यहाँ अब लामो समय एकजना चाहिँ मेक्सिकन मैले नाम ठ्याक्कै बिर्सेँ, सरलाई सायद याद पनि होला, जो मेक्सिकोको चाहिँ डाइरेक्टर जेनरल पनि थिए डिपार्टमेन्ट अफ इरिगेसन र सम सर्ट अफ अर्गनाइजेसनको चाहिँ। उनले के भनेको थियो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ म्यानेजमेन्ट ट्रान्सफर गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ पोलिसीले गरौँ भन्नुभयो कि उहाँले। प्रोग्रामको हिसाबले प्रोजेक्टको हिसाबले चाहिँ म्यानेजमेन्ट ट्रान्सफर भन्दा चाहिँ मिति जस्तै मेक्सिकोमा गरे जस्तै मिति 2079 साल वैशाख 1 गतेदेखि हाम्रा इरिगेसन प्रोजेक्ट चाहिँ वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएसनका भए भनेर चाहिँ पोलिसीगत रूपमा चाहिँ ट्रान्सफर गरिदिने भन्ने चाहिँ कुरा उठाउनु भएको थियो उहाँले। अनि हामीले धेरै डिस्कसन गऱ्यौँ। यो त भयङ्कर रिस्की हुन्छ नेपाल कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ। अब भोलि चाहिँ झन लथालिङ्ग हुने हो कि कसैले पनि ओनरसिप नलिदिने, किनभने इरिगेसन रिलेटेड चिजहरूका चाहिँ समस्याहरू छन्। त्यहाँ चाहिँ इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर इनएडिक्वेट छन्, कतिपय ठाउँमा चाहिँ सप्लाई चाहिँ राम्रोसँग स्टोर भएको छैन, कतिपय ठाउँमा वाटर एसोसिएसन एक्जिस्ट नै गर्दैनन्। यस्तो अवस्थामा रिस्क हुन्छ भनेर अनि अलिकति चाहिँ सफ्टवेयरबाट चाहिँ IWRMP को यो मोडेलमा नभएदेखि 2,80,000 हेक्टर एकैचोटि ट्रान्सफर गर्ने हाम्रो चाहिँ ओरिजिनल प्लान, ओरिजिनल हाम्रो चाहिँ IWRMP को कन्सेप्ट डेभलप गर्ने बेलामा चाहिँ IWRMP मा जुन चाहिँ यो कम्पोनेन्ट बी मा चाहिँ हामीले त्यसरी तयारी गरिरहेका थियौँ। र पछि गएर चाहिँ यो रिस्की हुन्छ भनेर चाहिँ अनि अलिकति घटाउँदै लिएर गयौँ। यो 2-3टा चाहिँ एस्पेक्ट चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ यहाँ भन्न मन लागिरहेको थियो। अर्को अब चौथो पोइन्ट चाहिँ यो ल्यान्डसँग रिलेटेड विषय चाहिँ बडा महत्त्वपूर्ण रहेछ के यो हाम्रो इरिगेसन म्यानेजमेन्टदेखि लिएर यसबाट चाहिँ कसरी बेनिफिट लिने भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ अब कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ यतातिर अब पहाडतिर त अहिले कति भन्दा 1/4 जति चाहिँ एग्रिकल्चरल ल्यान्ड चाहिँ फ्यालो छ भनेर चाहिँ समाज आइरहेको अवस्था छ। त्यसै गरेर तराईमा चाहिँ पनि यो स्थिति चाहिँ सिर्जना भइरहेको छ। यस्तो अवस्थामा चाहिँ कन्ट्र्याक्ट फार्मिङका कुरा, लिजको कुरा ले पनि कुराहरू ल्याएर चाहिँ पोलिसीमा चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ ल्याउनु पर्ने अवस्था चाहिँ देखिरहेको छु, जसले चाहिँ यो इरिगेसन र चाहिँ ल्यान्ड म्यानेजमेन्टमा चाहिँ सहयोग गर्ने अवस्था चाहिँ छ। अब लास्टली चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभको कुरामा चाहिँ अघि उमेश सरले पनि उठाउनु भएको थियो। हामीले चाहिँ इरिगेसन पोलिसीमा त्यति बेलाको चाहिँ इरिगेसन एक्ट र यसमा चाहिँ विशेष गरेर ऋषिराम सरको चाहिँ कन्सेप्ट चाहिँ हामीले त्यसमा राख्ने प्रयास गरेका पनि हौँ। र त्यो कुरालाई चाहिँ अब कोअपरेटिभ त्यो कन्टेक्स्टमा ठिकै हो, उमेश सरले भनेको चाहिँ हामी त्यो एउटा भनौँ न सेन्ट्रल गभर्मेन्टको कन्सेप्टमा थियौँ। त्यो केसमा चाहिँ हामीले एकातिर कोअपरेटिभको कुरा गरेका छौँ, अर्को चाहिँ इरिगेसन फन्ड बोर्डको कुरा पनि गरेका छौँ। त्यो दुईटा चिजहरू राख्ने प्रयास गरिएको थियो। अब इरिगेसन डेभलपमेन्ट फन्ड राख्ने जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो कन्सेप्ट बेसिकली के थियो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ भेरी बबै जस्तो प्रोजेक्टहरू इभन रानी जमरामा पनि 5 मेगावाट 4.8 मेगावाटको चाहिँ विद्युत छ। त्यो विद्युतबाट आउने पैसालाई पनि इरिगेसन फन्ड बोर्डमा राख्ने, भेरी बबैबाट आउने पनि वर्षको 2 अरब रुपियाँ भन्दा बढी चाहिँ फन्ड बोर्डमा राख्ने। त्यो फन्ड बोर्डले चाहिँ बेसिकली फन्डिङको काम गर्ने। इट्स लाइक अ वर्ल्ड ब्याङ्क, नेपाल कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ वर्ल्ड ब्याङ्क हो त्यो, जसले चाहिँ वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएसन हाम्रो ओरिजिनल कन्सेप्ट है सर। अब यसमा चाहिँ साथै पोलिसीले चाहिँ इरिगेसन म्यानेजमेन्ट ट्रान्सफर नै गर्ने हो, पोलिसीबाटै ढिलो चाँडो। त्यसपछि चाहिँ त्यो प्रोजेक्टको चाहिँ म्यानेजमेन्टलाई चाहिँ इरिगेसन म्यानेजमेन्ट बोर्ड राख्ने, हरेकमा ठुलो खास गरेर चाहिँ सुनसरी मोरङ सिँचाइ योजनामा चाहिँ सुनसरी मोरङ इरिगेसन डेभलपमेन्ट बोर्ड अथवा म्यानेजमेन्ट बोर्ड भनेर राख्छौँ। त्यसको एक्जिक्युटिभ डाइरेक्टर गभर्मेन्टको स्टाफ हुन्छ, अरू चाहिँ अध्यक्षहरू चाहिँ अभियसली वाटर रिसोर्स एसोसिएसनको अध्यक्ष नै हुन्छ, तर मेम्बरहरूमा चाहिँ प्रोभिन्स अब चाहिँ त्यो बेला चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ जिल्ला विकास समिति गाउँ विकास समितिबाट चाहिँ आउने प्रतिनिधि लगायत चाहिँ त्यहाँ कन्सेप्ट राखेका छौँ। तिनीहरूको चाहिँ प्रतिनिधिले चाहिँ म्यानेज गर्ने र एक्जिक्युटिभ डाइरेक्टर चाहिँ जिल्ला के अरे यो चाहिँ नेपाल सरकारले पठाएको उपसचिव सहसचिव लेभलको चाहिँ व्यक्ति भन्ने चाहिँ हामीले व्यवस्था गरेका छौँ। यस्तो अटोनोमस हुन्छ कि उसले चाहिँ यो फन्ड बोर्डसँग चाहिँ मलाई यो कन्डिसनमा चाहिँ यति अमाउन्टमा अब गभर्मेन्टको सब्सिडी पनि हुनसक्छ, इन्क्लुडिङ गभर्मेन्टको सब्सिडी, गभर्मेन्ट सब्सिडी यताबाट आउँछ, फन्ड बोर्डबाट लिने चाहिँ ऋण लिन्छन्। अनि एउटा प्रोजेक्ट कन्सेप्ट डेभलप हुन्छ र 5 वर्षको भित्रमा चाहिँ उनीहरूले चाहिँ त्यो काम गर्छन्। अनि इरिगेसनको प्रोजेक्ट सम्पन्न हुन्छ, त्यसपछि बिस्तारै उनीहरूले लोन पनि तिर्छन्, पार्टली चाहिँ सब्सिडी हुन्छ, पार्टली लोन हुन्छ भन्ने कन्सेप्टले इरिगेसनलाई एकदम फार्मरलाई चाहिँ ओनरसिप क्रिएट गराउने हिसाबले चाहिँ ओभरअल चाहिँ हाम्रो कन्सेप्ट चाहिँ त्यो लाइनमा चाहिँ हामीले गरेका थियौँ। र अरू साना इरिगेसनको कन्सेप्टको हकमा चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभलाई पनि हामी चाहिँ फेडरलाइजेसन गर्ने कन्सेप्ट थियो। जस्तो चाहिँ अब त्यस बेला चाहिँ क्षेत्रीय रिजनल लेभलमा पनि कोअपरेटिभ हुन्छ, सेन्ट्रल लेभलमा पनि कोअपरेटिभ हुन्छ र चाहिँ हरेक इन्डिभिजुअल प्रोजेक्टको चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभ हुन्छ। ती कोअपरेटिभहरू चाहिँ इन्डिभिजुअल प्रोजेक्टहरूको फेडरेसन चाहिँ के अरे हरेक रिजनमा हुन्छ, रिजनबाट चाहिँ फेरि चाहिँ केन्द्रमा हुन्छ भन्ने कन्सेप्ट थियो भनेदेखि अब यसलाई चाहिँ ठ्याक्कै उल्टो गर्दै हुन्छ कि मतलब त्यही कन्सेप्टमा जाँदा हुन्छ। प्रोभिन्स लेभलमा पनि चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभको चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ फेडरेसन हुन्छ, त्यो चाहिँ सेन्ट्रल लेभलमा फेरि चाहिँ फेडरेसनकै काम गर्छ। जसरी चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ जसरी त्यसमा रिजनल लेभलमा सोचेका थियो अहिले प्रोभिन्स लेभलमा सोच्दा पनि फरक पर्छ। नम्बर 1 अझै प्रब्लम एउटा पोइन्ट चाहिँ मलाई किनभने उमेश सरलाई चाहिँ यहाँ अहिले इरिगेसन एक्टमा चाहिँ यो कुराहरू अथवा इरिगेसन पोलिसीमा राख्नुपर्ने भएको हुनाले चाहिँ मैले सरलाई चाहिँ भन्न चाहन्छु कि कोअपरेटिभलाई चाहिँ रजिस्टर कहाँ गर्ने भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो महत्त्वपूर्ण सरले अघि सोधेको क्वेसन चाहिँ को जवाफ हो कि अब हामीले म्यानेजमेन्ट चाहिँ कुन तहको लागि कुन लेभलले चाहिँ कुन तहको म्यानेजमेन्ट गर्ने भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ हामीले नीति र ऐनहरुमा लेख्छौँ। ठुलो प्रोजेक्टहरू केन्द्रले गर्छ भनेदेखि त्यसको कोअपरेटिभ चाहिँ केन्द्रमा, जुन चाहिँ अब प्रोभिन्स लेभलमा हुने चाहिँ लेभलका चाहिँ प्रोजेक्ट हुन्छन् त्यो प्रोभिन्सले चाहिँ रेजिस्टर गर्छ, स्थानीय तहमा हुनेलाई चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभलाई चाहिँ स्थानीय तहले चाहिँ रेजिस्टर गर्छ। तिनै तहमा रेजिस्ट्रेसनको व्यवस्था गर्दै भनेदेखि प्रब्लम सल्भ हुन्छ सर।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for clarifying. I think right from the beginning, overall concept कहाँबाट आयो र यसलाई कसरी जान सक्छ भन्नेमा सरले एकदम क्लियरली भनौँ न यो हामीलाई इनसाइट दिनुभयो। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। अर्को एउटा आई थिङ्क कमेन्ट्स अर क्वेरी राख्नु भएको छ डाक्टर प्रसन्न प्रधान सरले। There should be choices among the farmers what system or organization to adopt and this cooperative could be only one among them। र उहाँको एक्सपिरियन्समा बङ्गलादेशमा अब कोअपरेटिभको हिसाबले राम्रो मानिने कन्ट्रीमा समेत यो मोडलले खासै काम गरेको छैन, त्यस्तो कन्टेक्स्टमा नेपालमा कसरी काम गर्ला भन्ने खालको क्वेरी अथवा कमेन्ट जस्तो लाग्छ। प्रचण्ड सर, इफ आई अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड करेक्टली।
You are right.
ऋषि सर, डु यु वान्ट टु कमेन्ट अन दैट?
म चाहिँ अलिकति आशावादी छु यस परिप्रेक्ष्यमा, किनभने अहिले कङ्काईमा जुन किसिमले यो वाटर युजर्स एसोसिएसन विकसित हुँदै आइरहेछ र उनीहरूले के डिमान्ड गरिराखेछन् र उनीहरूको चाहिँ नि विशेष इन्ट्रेस्ट के छ भन्ने कुराको विश्लेषण गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि अहिले उनीहरू टोटली चाहिँ नि हामीलाई मल्टी फङ्सनल एक्टिभिटिजहरू गरेर विभिन्न स्रोतहरूबाट चाहिँ नि हामीलाई आर्थिक कलेक्सन्स स्रोतहरू चाहिँ कलेक्सन होस्, हामी सस्टेन हौँ र हामीलाई चाहिँ एउटा कोअपरेटिभ मोडलमा लगिदिनुहोस् ताकि हामी चाहिँ नि विकास गर्न चाहन्छौँ र अगाडि बढ्न चाहन्छौँ, यसले हामीलाई चाहिँ नि भविष्यमा बलियो बनाउँछ भन्ने उनीहरूमा एउटा चाहिँ आइडिया इमर्ज भएर मसँग धेरै छलफल पनि भएको देखेँ। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि पनि म चाहिँ आशावादी देखेछु र अरू जहाँ चाहिँ हामीलाई पेरिनियल वाटर सोर्स 12 महिना सिँचाइ सुविधाहरू भएका जति पनि इरिगेसन प्रोजेक्ट्सहरू छन् त्यहाँ चाहिँ नि हामीले चाहिँ नि पाइलट स्किमकै लागि भए पनि हामीले चाहिँ स्टार्ट गर्न सक्छौँ र सफल होला भन्ने चाहिँ मलाई आशा लागेको छ।
विष्णुजी, लेट मी एड वन है।
प्लिज सर, प्लिज।
कन्सेप्ट के हो भन्दाखेरि नि म चाहिँ यहाँ समय चाहिँ अलिकति समयको प्रेसरमा छ। कन्सेप्ट के हो भन्नुहुन्छ भन्दाखेरि नि मेरो चाहिँ बेसिकली तपाईले सुनसरी मोरङ सिँचाइ योजना म टिपिकली लिन चाहन्छु किनभने एकदम पेरिनियल सोर्स छ, त्यहाँ कमान्ड एरिया पर्याप्त छ, बजारको नजिक छ, हरेक दृष्टिकोणले त्यहाँ ठिक छ कि सुनसरी मोरङ आई अलवेज गिभ द एक्जाम्पल। अब सुनसरी मोरङमा चाहिँ म के चाहन्छु भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ कमसेकम 5 वटा चाहिँ सेलर मिल पनि होस्। कसको? वाटरयुजर्स एसोसिएसन कोअपरेटिभको
हजुर
उसले चाहिँ सम्पूर्ण धान चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभले किन्छ
हजुर
त्यो चाहिँ सेलर मिलमा लगेर त्यसलाई जे मिलिङ सिलिङ गर्छ त्यसले प्याकिङ गर्छ त्यसपछि उसले हरेक ब्यागमा चाहिँ के लेख्छ भन्दाखेरि वाटरयुजर्स एसोसिएसनको कोअपरेटिभबाट उत्पादित मसिनो चामल भनेर चाहिँ बेच्छ के कुरा बुझ्नु भएन हरेक चिजमा एउटा सेन्टिमेन्ट पनि हुन्छ त्यहाँ हामीले चाहिँ के लेख्छौँ भन्दाखेरि तपाईले किनेको यो चामलबाट चाहिँ यस्तो चाहिँ हुन्छ है यो वाटरयुजर्स एसोसिएसनको किसानलाई चाहिँ सिधै यति पैसा जान्छ भन्ने हिसाबले चाहिँ त्यहाँ एडभर्टाइजमेन्ट पनि हुन्छ अब यो त्यो चामलको डिमान्ड चाहिँ यसरी क्रिएट गर्नुपर्छ कि त्यो नै मान्छेले प्रथम चाहिँ प्राथमिकता दियोस् त्यो सेलर मिल चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभको होस् के उसले सम्पूर्ण चाहिँ सुरुमै किनिदिन्छ किसानलाई चाहिने इनपुट कोअपरेटिभले एडभान्समा दिन्छ त्यसपछि उनीहरूले प्रोडक्सन गर्छन् मार्केटबाट चाहिँ उसले चामल बेचिसकेपछि आएको प्रफिटबाट उसले इनपुटको बेलामा लिएको ऋण कट्टा गरेर बाँकी नाफा चाहिँ उसलाई दिन्छ असाढको अन्तिममा होइन त्यसरी चाहिँ यो चाहिँ सञ्चालन गर्ने कन्सेप्ट हो कि त्यो कोअपरेटिभ भनेर चाहिँ फेरि त्यो पानी बाँडफाँड गर्ने फिस कलेक्सन गर्ने बिल्कुलै होइन त्यति मात्रै होइन तपाईले चाहिँ सुनसरी मोरङको म त भन्छु चाहिँ त्यो केनालमा चाहिँ सोलर पावरहरू चाहिँ इन्स्टल गरोस् कोअपरेटिभले गरोस् है त्यो कोअपरेटिभ त्यो सोलर पावरबाट आएको फाइदा चाहिँ कोअपरेटिभमा जाओस् ती डिलरमा चाहिँ घाँसहरू लगाओस् जुन चाहिँ कमर्सियली चाहिँ भाइबल छ कमर्सियली बेच्न सकियोस् त्यो डिल हुन्छ नि क्यानलको चाहिँ आउटर स्लोपमा चाहिँ भिलेज साइड स्लोपमा हो त्यहाँ चाहिँ घाँसहरू लगाओस् त्यो र त्यसलाई चाहिँ बेचोस् माछा पालन गरोस् ठाउँ ठाउँमा चाहिँ ठ्याक्क त्यो सिजन वाइज चाहिँ त्यहाँ जहाँ चाहिँ गहिरो छ सबै चिज छ एकदमै चाहिँ चिसो पानीको माछा चाहिँ जुन त्यहाँ नजिक भएको पोखरीको भन्दा चाहिँ त्यहाँको माछा चाहिँ बढी फिजिबल हुन्छ अथवा चाहिँ राष्ट्रिय जनताले चाहिँ कर्णालीको चाहिँ तपाईँले चाहिँ रानी जमराको त्यसरी हो कि म अघि भन्नुभयो नि मल्टी बिजनेसवाला कुरा यसरी कोअपरेटिभको कन्सेप्ट हो यसमा चाहिँ कुनै त्यो इरिगेसन सर्भिस फी कलेक्सन गरेर मेन्टेनेन्सको खुले होइन
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर क्लेरिफाइङ
एक्ज्याक्टली सरले भने म सानो जोड्न चाहन्छु सरले भने एस्पेक्टमा हाम्रो महाकाली फेज सेकेन्डमा र कङ्काईमा गएर हामीले हेऱ्यौँ भने माटो बेच्ने माछा पाल्ने इत्यादि डाइभर्सिफाइड एक्टिभिटिजबाट मैले अघि नै क्यास रिसोर्स 43 लाख टार्गेट भएकोमा 80% क्यास रिसोर्स भनेकै उनीहरूको यो मल्टिफङ्सनल एक्टिभिटिजबाट कलेक्ट भएको यो चाहिँ नि कोअपरेटिभ टाइटल नभए पनि उनीहरूले गरिआएको चाहिँ चलन पनि कोअपरेटिभतिरै उन्मुख भएकोले चाहिँ म यसमा अलिकति आशावादी भएको यस सर प्लिज गो अहेड
थ्याङ्क यू सर यहाँ प्रथम सरले अर्को एउटा लेख्नु भएको छ सतीश मौजा वान्टेड टु गो फर कोअपरेटिभ बट कुड नट डु सो यस उहाँले आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्सको आधारमा चाहिँ सायद अब क्रिटिकल्ली भएर सोच्नुपर्छ कि भन्ने वेमा ओपिनियन राखिरहनु भएको छ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच सर आई थिङ्क आजको कम्ती डिस्कसनले कोअपरेटिभ मोडलमा जान हुने प्रोज कन्स अब स्ट्राटेजी के लिनुपर्ने भन्नेमा अलिकति डिस्कोर्सलाई डिस्कसनमा सर्फेस गर्यो जस्तो लाग्छ यसलाई एउटा दुईवटा अथवा सिरिज अफ डिस्कसनमा खानिँदै अगाडि बढाउन सकिन्छ कि भन्ने चाहिँ फ्युचर डिस्कोर्स हुनसक्छ मैले यसलाई यसरी नै टुङ्ग्याएँ अब हामी टाइमको स्ट्रेसले गर्दाखेरि लगभग अन्तिममा पुगेका छौँ 1 मिनट बाँकी छ इफ एनी वान हेज एनिथिङ टु एड बिफोर वी क्लोज
म भनौँ है एउटा
प्लिज सर
एउटा यो मैले अनुभव गरेको चाहिँ मैले पनि यस क्षेत्रमा काम गरेँ है मैले अनुभव गरेको चाहिँ के भनेदेखि यो ठुलो इरिगेसन सिस्टमहरूमा जुन डब्लुयुए छ तिनीहरू चाहिँ नि बढी ठेक्का पट्टा लिनेतिर ध्यान दिने अहिले ऋषिजीले पनि अलिकति त्यो कुरो देखाउनु हो है र अब त्यो ठेक्का पट्टा पनि के भने आफूले काम नगर्ने अर्को ठेकेदार लगाउने र त्यसमा चाहिँ नि अलिअलि मार्जिन खोज्ने स्पष्ट रूपमा भन्दा है एउटा चाहिँ त्यो देखियो अनि अर्को चाहिँ के भनेदेखि उनीहरूलाई अब त्यो त डब्लुए को मेम्बरहरू त उनीहरू त भोलिन्टियर रूपमा काम गर्ने हो तर के भनेदेखि काठमाडौँ आउनु पर्यो भने पनि सिँचाइको अफिसमा जानेर चाहिँ ल प्लेनको टिकट किनिदेऊ भन्ने यी व्यवहारिक कठिनाइहरू छन् क्या र त्यसैले गर्दा यो भोलिन्टरिजम डब्लुएलाई चाहिँ कति हदसम्म सत्य छ हामी चाहिँ भएको कुरालाई यथार्थ रूपमा राखौँ है होइन त्यसो गरेर कहिलेसम्म सस्टेन गर्न सकिन्छ एउटा कुरो अर्को कुरो चाहिँ नि राजनीति है अब डब्लुएको चुनाव भयो भनेर भनेदेखि चाहिँ सांसदको चुनाव हो कि जस्तो चाहिँ देखिने है त्यस्तो किसिमको पुरा राजनीतिक पार्टीले उम्मेदवार उठाएर अनि त्यसो गर्ने अब त्यो त उद्देश्य पूर्ति भएन होइन अनलेस द डब्लुए इज स्ट्रङ एनफ है यो त केही पनि हाम्रो डिफिट हुन्छ त्यसो भएर हामी चाहिँ यसलाई अलिकति यथार्थ कुरो राखेर हामी छलफल गरौँ क्या तर आज त सम्भव छैन तर बिस्तारै
Thank you, sir. I think this is a good comment to note down. I think you water user association लाई अब cooperative बनाउने भने पनि अथवा अर्को मोडल लाने भने नि अहिले खेम सरले भन्नुभयो जस्तै किसिमले कसरी सेल्फ सस्टेन बनाउने सेल्फ अर्निङ बनाएर चाहिँ आफ्नै चीज गरोस् कसैमा डिपेन्डेन्ट नहोस् भन्ने नै डिरेक्सनको डिबेट र डिस्कसन हो जस्तो लाग्छ हामी आगामी दिनमा यसमा छलफल गर्न सक्छौं अब हामी टाइम लगभग सकिएको हुनाले अब एज अ रेगुलर kind of activity, we are going to announce the next episode of the talk series, and that will be on 14th of March, second Friday again, which is 28th January 2022, 5 p.m. Nepal time. We have our very own Dr. Prachanda Pradhan sir with a vast experience again, who is a patron of Farmer Managed Irrigation System Promotion Trust, and we all know him very well and his contribution, huge contribution to the irrigation sector. He has a long CV, which we'll be announcing shortly. He has experience of working with the university as a professor, as a dean of the Institute of Business Administration of the Tribhuvan University long back. And he did his PhD in 1969, very, very, very long ago. And he has worked also as a Fulbright visiting professor at the Cornell University. And he has a long experience, like we see here. He has also experience of working with the international organizations and also in Asia and Africa. He has worked with IMI, World Bank, ADB, GTZ, and others. We'll be announcing this talk series shortly. With this, we would like to request all of you to book your calendar and also circulate it widely in your network so that we all can get benefited out of his vast experience. And also in the series, after this one, we have other episode already planned. That is on the 8th episode is in Fagund. We are yet to define or identify the speaker that will be talking about realizing multi-purpose water infrastructure projects, opportunities, and the bottlenecks. Those kind of topics would be the in the pipeline after Dr. Prachanda Pradhan's talk. With this brief announcement, we thank you so much for your precious time, and especially a lot of thanks to Dr. Rishiram Sharma Neupani sir for sharing the experience, and a lot of thanks to all the participants and senior sirs who share their views and also share comments and questions to make this 1 hour very, very productive and with the full of learning. Thank you so much. Have a good time. See you next in the next episode. Namaskar.
Namaskar, everyone.
Namaskar.